All right, Koriey, thank you so much for meeting with me today. I was excited to meet with you. You came very highly referred to me by a colleague that I have actually placed and have worked with in the past. And she just spoke, like I said, very highly about you. So I'd like for you to tell me a little bit about the work that you're doing currently.
Okay. Well, currently I am an assistant property manager at the Villages at Halifax. We are a tax credit property. We also have public housing units. Pretty much when I'm there, I just facilitate the day-to-day things that happen at the property. So contacting vendors, making sure residents are taken care of as well. I also do a little bit of the event planning, and I am the personal person who does the newsletter monthly for the property. Beyond that, I just see to make sure the property in general is going well, as in the outside and the inside. Make sure we're just keep running like a well-oiled machine.
Great. Tell me what you know about tax credit.
Well, I know that tax credit is pretty much a program provided by the government for us to accept certain income brackets. Uh, And that's pretty much the gist of what I know about it. I
Okay.
know there's like other underlying stuff.
Sure, of course. What about the wait list? Do you manage the wait list at all at your property?
Somewhat we have two. We have a public housing and a tax credit wait list. I'm pretty much hands-on with the tax credit one. With the public housing one, it's more of sanctioned down by the housing authority.
Okay, perfect. And have you worked with anyone at the housing authority?
Um, Kind of directly and indirectly, like I contact caseworkers.
Okay.
Sometimes I have to go and pick up paperwork and whatnot from the housing authority or deliver things to the housing authority. I've spoken to Charles. He's come to my property to visit and whatnot, periodically. So we've run into each other.
Okay. Wonderful. And you've been there in that role since October of 2022?
Yes. Oh,
Oh,
sorry, not October.
no,
Sorry, it was actually November.
November. Okay, that's fine. I'll go ahead and correct that. Um, and then what system are y'all still using Yardi there?
Yes, we still use Yardi.
Okay. And you're how about your computer skills?
I said I'm good with Excel, pretty much all um, the Microsoft programs.
Okay.
Um,
Can you tell me about a time maybe that you had somebody that wasn't so happy that maybe came into the office or called you and what you did?
yeah, I mean, this happens all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had a resident call in about an unresolved issue. Um, Not necessarily from my property because we have four sister properties and sometimes they contact us. And she was screaming at me, yelling at me, and I'm just, I kept calm. I said, I understand, ma'am. I understand your frustration. When I finally got her to calm down, I addressed her issue and sent maintenance out to handle the problem, apologized for the inconvenience and how she felt unheard. And then, I made sure that her issue got resolved from the time it came to my plate until it ended.
And so it ended well. She was happy at the end.
Yeah, she was.
Okay,
So now
great.
she loves me, but before she just
Now you got a friend,
devastated.
right?
Yeah, now it's like, hey, girl. I'm like, oh, hey, you said I was the worst.
Yeah, but you know what though? You were able to turn it around, and that's what's so important.
Right.
Absolutely.
And it's like no point in holding any grudges over people because I can understand I would be frustrated if I was in their same predicament.
Sure.
So I try to have that understanding, like this is something they probably spend day to day in. And I know that previously, before I arrived, that there was a little bit of like slack on the leasing part. So I feel like I should, try to make up for some of that stuff. Because I could
Absolutely.
understand if I was in that position, I would hate it. I would want somebody to hear me.
Absolutely. And sometimes that's all it takes,
Mm-hmm.
right? Someone to
Yeah.
sit and listen. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this part of the recording, but don't go anywhere. I got a few more things to chat about.
Okay. No problem.